Alright, welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 176. Now, last week I said I was going to come back and do some horror, but I didn't say what horror movie I was going to do. Well, Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2002, starring Mila Jovovich, Michelle Rodriguez, Eric Mabius, James Purefoy, Martin Cruz, Colin Salmon, written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Paul W.S. Anderson, same gentleman that done Mortal Kombat and the rest of these Resident Evil films. So the rest of them minus two. But, minus two films, not part two, even though he did not do part two either. But yeah, this movie, you know what? I said this a whole bunch of times, and I'll say it again. Say what you want about these films, the Resident Evil franchise. Say what you want about these films, but for this movie alone, he is pretty damn good for a horror. Not horror. It's pretty damn good for a zombie movie. That's all I gotta say on that one. Yeah, for this movie and this movie alone, it's pretty damn good for a zombie movie. I mean, yeah, all the tropes are there. I mean, you got a virus that turned people into zombies, and then once you are turned into one, two ways you turn into one. You either scratched or you're bitten. I mean, yeah, all the tropes are there, man. And how do you kill them? How do you kill them? Only one way to do it. Aim for the head. Yeah, I tell you. You've seen a lot of zombie movies, and you see that they will get you in they will do it in different ways. How do a zombie apocalypse break out, or how do you kill a zombie? You do it in different ways, man, in different kind of zombie films. But the one main thing that's going to be much more defined in most of these zombie films is that the only way to kill them is you gotta go for the head. That's that Romero blueprint, man. I mean, he started it in a lot of films, including this one. They adopted the formula. So yeah. Only way you get to stop the zombies in this movie is go for the head every single time. But I'll tell you that, like I said, say what you want about these Resident Evil films, but this movie right here, the first movie, is pretty damn good for a zombie movie. I mean, I gotta give it high regard. And, for the fact that, there's an attempt to cure the virus, the T virus that is known in this movie. There is an attempt to cure this virus, but if you're infected for a very long period of time, then you know the virus won't. The virus is the antivirus's reliability will not counteract with the T virus that is now in your system, and you're going to turn anyway, regardless. So yeah, man, I tell you, for a zombie movie, it does give you a nice little slight hint of realism, a little slight hint of realism, and yeah, what more could you really ask for in the zombie movie than you get a nice little slight hint of realism? But yeah, I tell you, yeah, gunplay in this movie, the zombies in this movie, it gives you a nice little reminiscence of most definitely reminiscence of the Romero films. I mean, there was parts of it that I was watching in this movie, and it looked like that I was watching Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead, and either Dawn or Day of the Dead. The zombies is coming at you in the elevator, a huge horde of them, all trying to reach out for you, and you're in the elevator. Only thing is, it was a whole bunch of zombies that was in the elevator because they used to be employees of the genetic research facility, you know, known as the Hive. Yeah, the Hive was under siege by the Red Queen, who was under the guise of the owner's late daughter. So you know, yeah, a thief come in, steals the T virus, and contaminates the hive with it. And in response, the facility's artificial intelligence, the Red Queen, seals the hive and kills everyone inside. And everybody that was in there is now zombified because of the T virus. But yeah, this movie though, Resident Evil, you hear the title and you think, yeah, it sounds familiar, right? Well, if you're a gamer, then yeah, this movie is it's another adaptation of a popular video game series, of the same name, Resident Evil. Only thing is, you know, you get the concept, you get a few of the characters that you get to fight in the game, but you don't get the main characters that you get to play as. You don't play as Chris, or you don't play as Jill Valentine. Not in this movie. Well, you don't play it. You know what I mean. You don't see Chris or Jill Valentine in this movie. Instead, you get a character named Alice, played by Jovovich. Mila Jovovich. Mila Jovovich. Yeah. The girl's Russian. I mean, how the hell you going to pronounce that name? It's Jovovich, right? Jovovich. Yeah, Mila Jovovich. Anyway, she plays Alice in this movie, and Alice is not a character in any of the games. None whatsoever. but you get to have her in this movie. I guess you get to separate the fact that you got, video game and you got the film version. And right now we got the film version, even though we should have the video game into the film version. Well, it just doesn't work that way, I guess. And so yeah, you get Alice and not Jill. You want Jill Valentine, you got to go into the second film. But I tell you, man, this movie though, yeah, it's just pretty damn good for a zombie film. I mean, even though it's not Resident Evil the way a lot of people that are familiar with this game, it's not their Resident Evil, but it is Resident Evil. It is. You do got these monstrous creatures called lickers. You do got them. You know those damn dogs. Those infected, skinless looking dogs. You definitely got them in this movie. I mean, hell, when Jill was I wish it was Jill. We we all wish it was Jill when Alice was running from one of those damn dogs, and you know she locked herself into this room. Dog's outside. She locked herself into this room. She turns around and there's a whole bunch of other of those damn infected dogs. Luckily, she had a gun in her hands, and yeah, she put bullets in every single one of those heads. Crack shot out of ammo, and the fucking dog that was outside, it found his way into the room. So what does she do? She runs up the wall, turns around, gives that son bitch a hell of a kick, which was the shot that pretty much has sold the movie. One of the shots that sold the movie throughout the entire marketing campaign. But yeah, yeah, a lot of zombie tropes that they put in this. A lot of zombie tropes that we all know of. They put in this game, in this movie. It's a video game movie. I mean, yeah, it is. You put in this movie, and then there are, well, it's great for your personal entertainment. I'll tell you that. The movie is for, yeah, it's for your it's for your entertainment. Even though it's not a uh, true to the it's not true to the source material. It's just a pretty damn good zombie movie. I mean, yeah, you did give you the thrills, and did give you the chills, and it did give you the excitement, and gave you the horror of it all. Great gore fest too. I tell you, it's just a hell of a zombie movie all around. I mean, yeah, watch it as a zombie movie. Don't watch it as a video game adaptation. Well, live action adaptation of a popular video game series. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing I can. That's the only thing I can really take out of all of this. That yeah, it is indeed a popular it is indeed a very good live action adaptation of a popular video game series. But yeah, I tell you though, This movie, it's because it is not true to form for what was based off of any PlayStation system that you played these games on. You know, you know, Paul W.S. Anderson. Well, he done it again. He gave you a a solid adaptation of a popular from the popular video game series. He did give you a solid film adaptation. So yeah, you just gotta go with that. You just gotta go with that. A good 4 out of 5, I say. A good 4 out of 5. I mean, for a zombie movie, it it lived up to the hype of it for a zombie movie. So yeah, a good 4 out of 5, man. Resident Evil 2002. That's my review, Jack, and I'm sticking to it. Now, with this start of Hauntober, I'm going to swing back, swing back in a few more days for another horror review. So yeah, man, check out my other shit right here. Subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, this show, it's off.